What up, fools?
What's happening?
You were just mentioning the big green egg.
Yeah,
Big green egg.
which I've learned is like a cult, like or like people who own them are like real like it's like one of those products that's real annoying that like people who own them are really enthusiastic about it and
Yeah.
tell everybody about it.
I mean, is
I'm
it
not
game
like
changing?
that.
Is it game changing? Like,
No, it's just an
Okay.
easy. It's like, if you want to make barbecue,
Yeah.
it's easier than doing like a smoker, like a horizontal smoker where you
Yeah.
put logs in.
yeah.
You gotta fucking watch that thing.
Oh, that's
gotta
why
consistently
it's
watch it,
convenient,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay,
Convenient and
okay.
efficient. It'll cook I cooked a 14-pound brisket over
Yeah.
the weekend, 10 hours at 250.
Oh, this is like a day project.
Which is fast. That's like that's faster than it should be. Around an hour and a half per pound. So,
yeah.
well, I don't know. That's what they say, but I've
No,
never done a.
I've known people that when they smoke brisket, it's an all day
Yeah.
overnight type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, that's all that's usually that's how they sell it to you when you go to a barbecue place.
Yeah.
It's been smoking for 72 weeks.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's like what?
You're like, is it rotten? Is
Yeah,
it
it's like
just flies on it and
yeah,
shit?
it
They're beating
is.
it off. I know it is. It is a weird. It's weird how it like, because it's a tough piece of meat. Like a
Yeah.
brisket, you hit it and it's like, and then it sits on there and it stays hard for so long, and then after like so long, and then it just gets real soft.
Yeah.
Which like I understand why that's happening, but I don't understand how we a lot of food. Like, where the fuck did people come up with this? Like, who waited that long?
It's so funny that you said that.
It's terrible for so long.
It's so funny that you said. I always think that when I see who's the first person, like, the fact that we know what animals are edible and taste good after cooking. So
Many people have died just trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
just like, hey, what is that? I don't know. Eat it. I thought, and then they just
Yeah,
ice melt out of their socket.
or you could hunt something and get it and eat it, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Or it's not like you didn't cook it well. I wonder if people just didn't give a fuck back then. They're probably just eating anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then
I don't know what back then
But
means
then
either.
that leads me to, like, how did they figure out that lobster was delicious?
I don't know. Yeah.
Because or it's like king crabs. Like who is who?
Yeah, they look like monsters.
Oh no, but just the depths of how far down they are.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How did they even know? Like, did they just put like?
I don't know. I don't know anything. I feel like I don't know anything.
It's so weird. Yeah, because I used to talk about. I remember talking to someone about that. Like just the amount of people who've died frivolous deaths trying to figure out which berries are good. Like,
Oh my god, people die terrible deaths all the time.
yeah.
Berries, yeah. The guy from that movie, where he ate the Alaska movie. What is it called? Into the Wild.
Oh, when he got eaten by the grizzly bear? That guy?
No, that was Grizzly Man.
Oh.
That's a great movie. I mean, not great. I said that very positively, but I mean, it's an insane movie.
There was some.
He just sits there and he's like, "Hello, bear." Hello. He names them.
Oh God.
Timothy Treadwell. That's his name.
Yeah.
That's how insane that guy
And
is. I remember
did he
his
get
name.
his girlfriend involved and then got her eaten too?
Yeah, she got. I think so.
Yeah.
Did she? She got eaten. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was
did
both.
it eat her? Didn't him? He's like,
Or did it? Or did she run away?
no. Yeah. I remember him saying, like, in the audio, it's like, run away. He's getting fucking. He's
Gnawed on. Dude, that would be brutal to get eaten by a bear. Have you seen the Leo DiCaprio movie?
Oh, The Revenant.
Yeah, the bear attack scene.
Yeah.
He's scraping his back. Ugh,
Oh, dude. Yeah.
brutal. It just doesn't look fun to get any kind of large animal to get attacked
And
by.
that's how they eat things. They eat it from the middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they eat it from the intestines.
Oh, that would be so painful.
They don't. Yeah, they're like that's why I think bear attacks are so vicious. Is they have the power, they have the claws. Like, one swipe can, like, clear your face off basically with like a grizzly bear.
Yeah,
because
or probably like gut you, right?
Yeah, but I mean, but they start from the middle. They're not like like for example, a python will make sure you're asphyxiated to death and then swallow you whole. So when they eat you, you're already dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a tiger.
You don't wink like what's his name?
Oh, John Voight.
John
and
Voight
fucking
and
Anaconda. We.
and the belly.
Christ. Oh my god. The so like tigers will go for a kill. Like they'll go for the jugular,
The neck, or
they go for the nape of the neck and snap it or break it or go, for instant death. Jaguars are the same way. Alligators now their attack is brutal, but they go for what they call a death roll and they drown you first. They chomp and then they drown you. They twist and it's all to get all your oxygen out, and then you drown and then they eat you. So like, I mean, none of that is not painful, but like you're dead before the whole digestive part of it. Bears, you're just like nom 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 nom.
They just start. They just start right away.
Bears are like a really hungry toddler, and nachos have been put on the chicken nuggets have been put on the table. They're just like nom 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 nom.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah, num num, dum dum. Yeah, fucking yeah. So they're brutal like that. And then
I didn't know that. I mean I know you always see like or hear about bear.
Yeah.
I know there's like a pecking order of like the ones that are the most violent through down to the ones that like kind of leave you alone. Some of them like will like want to attack you, right? Like polar bears, and it's either black or brown. I can never remember. One of them's aggressive, right?
Brown bears are the most aggressive.
No,
of the black or brown.
Yeah,
brown bears. Black bears, they're smaller, so you can. They're the ones that you can't climb the tree with a black bear. Black bears climb trees. Technically, all bears will try to navigate trees in some capacity.
Yeah.
But black bears, like the ones we have in Florida, those are the ones they'll climb to the top of a fucking tree.
Oh,
you can't like a grizzly. You can, if you get to the top of a tree, you can avoid a grizzly. Now, granted, if the tree's small or whatever, they'll try to pounce it and knock it over. Yeah, they're very, very powerful. Now polar bears, you're fucked because polar bears are the most aggressive. Like the survival rate of a polar bear attack is like non-existent.
Yeah, they're gigantic.
They're gigantic. I think they're the biggest ones. They're the largest bear.
Yeah,
they
drink lots of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, they're hopped up on caffeine
and sugar.
Out in the middle of the ice. There's no trees to climb.
You got a broken bottle.
That's it. Yeah, you can try to Liam Neeson in The Gray. I don't know if you ever seen that. And but no, you're gonna die.
Man, yeah, polar bear will be scary because it's so cold too.
Yeah, the only thing that could kill a polar bear is apparently greenhouse gases.
Yeah, he's just hoping he dies from global warming.
Yeah.
Hope it just comes on quick.
That makes it sound like the polar bears are just like hippies.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, oh, what's their weakness? Pollution.
Yeah. You spray an aerosol, like.
Yeah. Oh no, those CFCs.
The ozone, dude. Yeah, polar bears talk like, hey man,
like the
like crunchy granola hippies.
The polar bear does oblige. Oh shit, man!
The problem is we should be giving away the Coca-Cola
instead of hoarding our resources, man. Speaking of trees, weird transition.
Black bears.
Yeah, I am 5'8", 5'9". You know,
really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Give or take. How tall are you?
5'10", I think.
Okay.
Or 5'9.5" or 5'10".
We're
close.
Well, depend on shoes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was
gonna say because we were standing next to each other. I don't have shoes on.
Yeah.
But
so I'm in the 5'7" to 5'9" range, depending on elevation, depending on elevation, shoes. If I want to feel good about myself that day.
Yeah.
I had a situation where I was at a bar, and there was a lady who had saw me perform. And first of all, it wasn't that great a set. She must have been hammered.
Yeah.
but she was very flirty, and I was like, God, this chick is tall as shit. And I was like, how tall are you? And she's like, I'm 6'2" barefoot, and she's wearing these like
6'2" barefoot,
barefooted, and she was wearing like they weren't stilettos or they were like chunky heels.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And they were, I mean, honestly, it's about the heel was as tall as your cup.
Wow.
So she had to be 6'6", 6'7".
Why would you do that? Why would you wear that shoe?
And she was like flirting.
I'd be
like,
wearing what the fuck is that tool called? Oh, the thing that you do into the pavement. A
jackhammer. Jackhammer heels.
Yeah, she should be wearing jackhammers.
Yeah. She started at 6'2", now she's 5'4".
I wish I was good at comedy.
No, but she was like, the crazy thing was, we were sitting on the stool, like talking to each other, and like I was like, all right, it's been a minute.
Was her torso like? Was she sitting on the stool?
She's attractive. She's attractive.
No, I mean, was she really tall? Like sitting next to you, was she a lot taller than you?
No. She was mostly leg.
She was all legs.
She was mostly leg. Yeah, I mean,
That's not bad.
She had tall like arms.
Yeah,
like long arms. But not tall arms. She had long arms.
Yeah,
her hands weren't that big. Like some of the tall women, their hands are like monstrous. Like Brittany Griner. Is like legit 6'8", probably barefooted.
Yeah.
I mean, and her hands are huge.
The professional basketball player.
Yeah. But
it comes in handy.
But this was just like this reminded me of just a woman who's just tall. She's not. I don't think she's not particularly coordinated or anything like that. But we're sitting on a stool now, and her legs are now, away, so she's more level. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of a cute lady.
Yeah.
She's flirting. But then, as the night progressed, though, she got increasingly more drunk.
Yeah.
And it just.
Were you drinking or no?
No.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I don't know how some people do it. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like, I don't. Drinking like every night it's a young man's game.
Well, I mean,
sure.
I'm talking about like hookups. I can't.
Oh,
if they're
drunken
hammered
hookups.
And I'm sober, I can't do it.
Oh yeah, no,
that feels
that's weird.
wrong. It feels
no, you want to be on the same wavelength.
Yeah, Yeah, I did my first drunk hookup, like in November last year. That was fun. That was. I mean, but I was also tipsy, so it was like it didn't feel wrong. It felt. Yeah. I was like,
that's what alcohol is made for.
I see why people do this. This is awesome. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like it's like what it's just loosens you up, loosey goosey.
Yeah, and I could tell she was like leading in, like she wanted me to take charge and like because she was just like, I don't really want to get an Uber. I'm like, but I don't want to call my friend. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get home.
Oh my god!
And I was like,
just dangling it out there.
And I was just like, when she was slurring her speech, I was like, you might want to call your friend.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That's, I mean, it'll be fun. You could go up on her.
There we go. You want him back. Yeah.
Hey.
Yo. No, it was funny that the other people at the bar were like rooting me on. I think one of them had a bet. They were like, we want to see, we don't want to see it, but just the idea of that. Because it's like,
I honestly think it would probably be pretty awesome. It could be potentially because you'd have to see if she's mostly legs. You could probably put them to good use.
Yeah, I mean, but
you could drape them up and over your shoulders and then down your back and then out the door.
I should have struck when she wasn't as drunk.
Yeah. Let's leave now and put down that drink. Yeah, you don't want to.
This is consensual still, right? All right, just need to make sure.
You should just print up a standardized draft of a contract.
A contract. This is in fact consensual.
Yeah.
I would definitely do the leg on the shoulder thing. I wouldn't do her rapping because, Like if she wrapped her legs around me, it would be like a fucking like MMA fight. I would get fucking tapped out. Dude.
It would be like the anaconda. Just keep
Yeah.
wrap
And
like
come
6
in and
times.
wink. I'd come in and wink at her. Like,
Dalsim from Street Fighter. Was that his name? The Indian guy?
yeah, Yoga Flame.
Yoga Flame?
Fire. Yeah,
Dalsim?
that seemed yeah.
Zangief. That was the Russian. I was like,
Yeah, Zangief is the Russian
like-
bear wrestler or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Fucking,
Man, that was a pinnacle game.
I love that. Who's your favorite character on Street Fighter? Who's your guy? The person?
You're gonna think I'm gay, but Chung Li.
No, Chun Li was badass.
She was her fighting style, her little kick flips and stuff.
Yeah,
No, okay, I'll take it back.
she had really good combos though.
Vega was my favorite,
Vega's-
but he
Vega-
was. I mean, I feel like that was like a later one, right? Were you able to beat him right away?
No,
I think it was like a later character.
it wasn't until at least like Street Fighter 2 on the.
I liked Baraka too.
No, Brock is Mortal Kombat. You talking about Blanca?
Blanca.
The big, green
sorry.
guy?
Yeah, the green.
I got all nerdy on you. I
beast.
got all-
No.
I got all
Good
nerdy
correction. Good catch.
Yeah. No,
Who's
but
your favorite?
But it's funny you said that Baraka was one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat in the Mortal Kombat games.
What did he look like, Baraka?
He had like sharp teeth. He had like bone like blades sticking out of his wrists. He had like
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
He's
I
bald.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, long like sword.
I like
right?
I like Blanca because of his little electricity attack shit.
Yeah, that was cool.
In the games where you were able to play as him, I liked Bison.
Yeah, Bison was cool.
But I also had an affinity for E Honda, the sumo
the sumo.
sumo guy. Only because
Did you notice?
What's that?
And I mean, callers call in and let us know what you think. Did you notice Street Fighter 2 E Honda? If you got knocked down and you were like on the ground, you could see his balls.
What?
E Honda, the sumo guy,
Yeah.
he was like in a towel or like
Yeah.
what and then when you'd get like he'd be knocked down on the ground, I would always laugh because I would be like you could like see his like a ball bag,
What the fuck? Now, oh man,
we gotta pull up a still shot of it.
I want to Google, but I'm afraid to even.
That was always what I was like. I always thought it was funny because I was like, he's knocked unconscious and he's naked. But it can't be that. But I think it's like slightly maybe that. I want to know if that was ever mentioned or I'm not in. I have no video game world knowledge.
Yeah.
So I don't know any culture of it. I know there's like a whole gaming world.
Street Fighter Jules.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a Street Fighter Reddit thread that I can post on.
Oh, and that's gonna turn into like Street Fighter
E-Honda.
porn parodies and stuff.
E Honda's balls.
Oh.
I feel like you can see his balls.
Oh, now I just got this awful thought of like Chun Li porn and like Cammy. I don't know oh yeah. Oh god.
What do you? Did you like beat those games? Did you play them a lot when you were?
Yeah, I didn't play I have a buddy who has a video game podcast, and I thought I wasn't much of a gamer, but I was wrong. I played more video games than I thought. I just wasn't good at them.
Yeah.
My thing was
I think
fighting
that's
games.
the camp I'm in.
Fighting games, I was pretty good at. Not on hard mode, but like at medium level. I've beaten Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2. There was some other fighting games because they had a whole bunch of knockoff ones. It was like Clay Fighter. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, Clay Fighter. Yeah,
Clay Fighter. N64. That was like the funny one. It was
Basic
like,
Instinct.
yeah.
Was that a movie or a game?
What?
I think that was a game, right? Or was that a movie?
It was a movie, but they did elements of Basic Instinct and Clay Fighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a period of time where fighting games were
Was it
huge.
Fatal Instinct?
Fatal Instinct, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, there was a whole slew of them, man. There was Tekken. I don't know if you remember Tekken.
Did you ever see that Black Mirror episode where they fight? It's like a virtual reality thing where and it's like the games are like a Tekken world.
Yeah.
And they you embody like a character. Have you seen this?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So it's like a guy, and it's like imagine a guy had a meta quest or like a virtual reality set, and he's just at his home and he's playing this game, and it makes you like a Tekken character basically in this virtual world, very realistic, and he's playing with his friend who's at the friend's house. The friend's also a character in the game. There are a guy and a girl characters in the world.
Yeah.
But they're both guys in real life. They're guy friends. And they're fighting, and they fight in the game and stuff. And then eventually they hook up in the game, and they have sex as the characters in the virtual world.
Yeah.
And they're like, the one guy's weirded out, and I guess the other guy's like more into it. And they keep coming back and like meeting up. And it's a fucking wild. It's a crazy episode. It's a wild concept. Wow. Did you ever watch Black Mirror? Any of it?
No, I just had a bunch of people, friends that did.
Oh, okay.
And then they were always like blown away or baffled because it always literally mirrored like things that are possible in the real world.
Yeah,
I guess that's hence the name.
It's sort of everything has like a technology kind of theme to it.
Yeah,
it's sort of like the Twilight Zone but modern day, and then like with a technology.
Yeah, because there was supposedly an episode about like robotic dogs, and now they got these robotic dogs.
Oh yeah, and they look just like the Boston Dynamic robots, the ones that move really well.
Yeah,
it's an episode where these people are just being hunted by these robot dogs. And it's fucking wild. It's like an action movie, basically. Every episode is its own story.
Yeah.
But there's one that is... The one that's, like, real popular was, like, basically like a social credit one where it's in the world... Imagine, like... You know how, on, like, Instagram, you have a certain number of followers, or Facebook, you have a certain number of followers?
Yeah.
Or no, forget that. Or it's kind of ties with that. But imagine Uber, you have a rating, right?
Yeah.
You know how you have your Uber rating?
Yeah.
Imagine you had that, but like for all of your social everything. So it was like an official social credit score, which is a real thing in China right now. And it'll probably come to the U.S. But
I don't like this.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's like a social credit score, which gives you access and people could see and kind of like judge you based on that, you know? So imagine your Uber score or whatever, like it was like a social credit score, and people treated you differently based on it. It also limited your access and ability to like go places, and so there's a whole episode about that. And it's interesting because it parallels social media currently so well. How people strive for likes and the like to build like credibility, social credibility.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's good. There's so many different ones.
Wow.
So many good episodes.
It's scary though.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they actually had like, I don't think they'll do it. They would do it in America, but they do it in China. But they do wild stuff in China.
That's fucking wild.
Yes.
I would hate to be judged socially based on like how well I do on Tinder or something like that.
Yeah, no, imagine that. Imagine like your internet search history, your what you watch on YouTube, your dating
my rating
profile.
just went down because I just googled E Honda's Street Fighter 2 balls.
E Honda's ball sack.
Yeah,
I want to pull it up. I want to pause the podcast and pull it up right now.
Yoga's on fire.
That dude was mostly naked. He was like kind of stretchy, but
yeah.
No, I distinctly remember, E Honda. That's just a funny childhood memory.
Dawson fucked me up though because he practiced yoga and he had like skulls and shit.
Yeah,
and then now yoga's been so watered down by white women that
it's made for suburban white women. With
yoga used to be like, oh man, yoga's like fucking voodoo, dude. Yeah. I know. I used to have a bit about that. About it was like it's like all inclusive, and everybody could find peace here as long as you have $150 a month in expendable money. Oh God,
it's funny. It's really just stretching. At the end of the day, it's like stretching for long periods of time, And then some positions are harder in that you're like holding your body weight up in like a lunge position.
Yeah.
Or like a downward dog, you're holding your body weight up.
Yeah.
But it's it's a lot of like breathing and stretching, which feels great. But it's weird that they put such a, it should just be taught like generally.
Yeah.
But less of like the I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone likes the mystical shit about it, the energy and the flow and all that. But
All
I think you're just stretching your muscles out.
All I can think about is you ever seen Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kitty Powers. So there was an episode where he tries to. It was like an early episode.
I feel like Shane Gillis. You know Shane Gillis, the comedian. I feel like his personality is like Kenny Powers.
Oh, very much so.
I recently rewatched Eastbound and Down.
Yeah,
and I liked it a lot better this time around. I watched it years ago, but I liked it this time a lot better. But I kept thinking, because I'll listen to Matt and Shane or like some different stuff, and I was like,
yeah,
it's like watching or hearing like shit that
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even like aspects of like some of his sketches.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if you saw that. He did a car dealership one, Gillian Reeves.
Yeah.
What was it?
The ISIS
Honda or whatever. Yeah. But there was an early episode in Eastbound and Down where he finds out his like ex-girlfriend works at the school and then she's dating the principal.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Kitty, you should go jogging," or I think he's like, "You should go jogging with her." He goes, "I play real sports. I'm not trying to be the best at exercising." Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, it's such a great show.
God damn it.
When he goes to Mexico, that whole thing. That's great.
God damn.
So funny. I love what were we just talking about just before that?
Yoga.
Oh, yoga. Yeah. Yoga. Yeah, it's sort of hot yoga is fun because you
the Bikram
get close to blacking out.
Oh, really?
I would.
Does it feel good on the muscles, particularly?
Yeah, because you're very hot, so your muscles warm up, so you could stretch a little deeper. You know? But I liked it because I used to go in the beach town that I would go in, that I lived in, and I would walk there. It was like 3 blocks from my house.
Yeah.
And it would be like me and 20 gorgeous girls. It felt like some weird... I felt like I was paying for like some sort of weird
sex or something.
No, because it was it would never.
Oh yeah, it wasn't sexual. I don't.
It wasn't sexual at all,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's still like you see.
But like
you're surrounded by sweaty, most like
it felt like it felt like you were paying for a fetish.
Clad,
like
yeah,
a fetish
yeah. It
thing.
felt like a weird kind of fun private room that I got to go into, because I was always the only guy, and the teacher liked me a lot because she knew I was a comedian.
Yeah, it actually made me feel uncomfortable being the only guy in like a yoga class.
I know. I did one. I wouldn't engage anyone. I would just kind of like really keep to myself. I was trying to lose weight at the time too.
Yeah. Oh, you know what the thing is?
Always trying to lose weight, I guess.
Anytime I do yoga, I fart.
Yeah, it feels good.
And so, well,
you can't.
Some of my farts are brutal, dude. So I was just like self-conscious.
Depends if you went to Checkers.
Oh my god. Well, I was worried for 2 things. I was worried. The girls was for several things. More than 2 things. The girls are way more experienced than me.
Yeah.
So I look like a fucking rude, like basic piece of shit. Just like I could barely hold the simplest positions.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we just do savasana or whatever where you just lay on your back?
Where you lay
savasana,
down.
whatever they call that. But then I was like, I was like bending and like cranking out farts. I think someone else farted, but I'm like, I'll guarantee mine's stinkier. Like that was my worry.
Blame you no matter who did it. You know?
Yeah. Everyone in there could crop it, and they'd be like, that guy did it. He looks like, was it?
Some of those girls are letting out little rabbit farts.
Oh yeah.
Little salad greens.
And then
little mixed green ginger farts.
And then I don't like sweating around people, and I was like sweating.
Oh yeah.
You know, and like it was this. It's just.
You would have hated. When I was in California, I was going to a gym, LA Fitness, and they had a sauna, and I was like, I love going into sauna. I love like.
Me too.
It's so relaxing, But I went in there, and it's like the size of 2 of those couches, basically. It's a real tight room, real small. And there was like 3 guys when I got in there, and I was like, wow, it's crowded. And I sat down, and as soon as I sat down, like 3 more guys came in. So it was just this. It felt like I was in a sweaty closet with like 8 men. It was like the yoga thing, but with men.
I've never been in a sauna that was sizable. It's always been tiny.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I'm in there, and I'm like, I'm going to be in there for 20 minutes. All right, look at my watch, 20 minutes. And then more and more fellas start getting there, and they start scooting in. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You know? And then also, I'm like, everyone's sweaty, and I'm like, dude, how much ball sweat is on this fucking bench?
I thought about that too. I was, you sit there and you're like, this is just some other guy's asshole sweat just saturated into this bench, and then you're sitting on it. It's gross.
Yeah, you're like, oh, fuck. So what I would do is if I sat down anywhere, I always made sure that it was actually like dry.
Yeah,
I sat down. Like I always felt like it would evaporate the ball sweat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Because also diseases and stuff, like they thrive in those environments.
I know. It's like a perfect.
Yeah.
It's like a perfect incubator for fucking ass disease.
Yeah. I got colorectal cancer now because.
Yeah. Does that make you lose weight?
Yeah. I'm just trying to lose some weight, man, and now my butthole's gone. Like it's a goddamn colostomy bag, you know. But yeah, there always feels like and then every once in a while I'll walk in and there's like a dude who's doing like workouts in there.
In the sauna?
Yeah.
Oh, that's obnoxious.
Now I've there was one time where I was by myself, there was no one there, and I really wanted to activate the amount of sweat I was doing.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing. But this guy didn't give a fuck about anybody coming in. He just kept doing it. And it's like, dude, all right, stop doing it. There's other people coming in. Yeah, just chill for a second.
Yeah.
You're going to sweat regardless. You know, fucking weirdo.
There was a guy who would come into the sauna. He did it 2 days in a row because I went 3 days in a row. And first 2 days, I was sitting in the sauna, and this guy would come in, and he would look, and it was crowded. Like I said, nowhere to sit. When he came in, and he would just go, God fucking damn it. fucking bullshit, damn it. And he would just go, like, audibly curse in a room, in the closet-sized room that's hot, and everyone's, like, too silent, you know? No one makes a fucking sound for some reason, and it's like everyone is competing to not make noise. It's weird, because I like to talk. I'll just start talking, and and I'm just like, it was weird. I had to sit there and you really like. I did the same thing. I'm like, I'm gonna be in here 20 minutes, and after like 7 minutes, I was like, this is hell. This is hell, and I want to leave.
It's brutal. I now one of the things I used to do, I used to call it poor man's sauna, and that is basically I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now, and I would go in the middle of the summer. I would sometimes I'll do this before I like mow the grass or something, just to really like. I would wear like a sweatshirt, go inside my car, put the windows up, and just basically do like I call it the kid left alone in the car. It just like
in the summer.
In the summer.
Oh, okay. So you sit in your car,
I'll sit in my car and get rotisserized, basically
in a sweatshirt.
In a sweatshirt.
Okay.
Yeah, and then get out. And then I'm already sweating, and then go grab the mower and just start mowing the grass. Yeah, to really just activate the amount of sweat. My thing is like, if I'm gonna sweat, I'm gonna sweat hard. You know, I hate sweating honestly. Correction. I hate sweating when I don't want to. Like if I'm dressed up.
Oh yeah, it's the
hot,
worst.
Yeah, and you can never cool down properly.
And we're big guys. We sweat all the time. You know, it's just.
Yeah, and it's the summer's the worst. I hate it when people are like, "Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, it's not semi-formal. You gotta like dress up for this." And I'm like, "You go fuck yourself." How about that?
Yeah.
Or how about I come to your event dressed like Angus Young from AC/DC with the
just a fucking
with the shorts or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's insane.
It's brutal. Men's clothing is so thick and heavy, and like and women get to wear like a dress, and it's like looks so cool and like it's just like there's no sleeves or anything. Their neck is all open. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's not a good try. I'd rather be a guy, but
Yeah. No, I just wish I just wish I was just like fucking better shape because I just not wear a shirt.
I feel like I wonder if it helps with being hot because I would like I wonder if you I mean I would imagine the heavier you are the hotter you'd get quicker, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because you have more mass and everything like that. And,
Yeah.
And then also sweating and shivering are within the same parameters of like your body response.
Oh yeah.
It's so we're about to get all sciencey.
Get it.
Yeah, so basically mammals are how we're different from like let's say snakes and shit.
Are you gonna say homeostasis?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You said it on a previous podcast, but you also mentioned after how you do everything you can to work it into conversations.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is what the second or third time now that I think
and
about
then
it.
and then my line is it's just like Biodome. Homeostasis at 98%.
Yeah, and it's usually you maintain homeostasis. Now I'm starting to sound like when you have it prepared for a book report and you only read like a couple lines and you just try to repeat that to make it sound like you know what you're talking about.
You're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I think I know. I was at talking to a doctor at my work the other day.
Yeah.
So it was like not my doctor, but a doctor. And I get a thing once in a while called an essential tremor, which is like you get shaky, and it's involuntary, and it's sort of like almost feels like shivering.
That's weird. Wow.
And I was asking him about it. I've asked my doctor about it. And he was like, "Yeah, it's just nothing. It's genetic, and it's nothing."
It's not linked to anything?
It's genetic, I guess. It's passed down through like whatever.
But it's not linked to anything neurological or anything like that?
You would think like it.
Yeah,
it feels like it, but it. But I asked this guy the other day, and he said, "You know what would help that? Just crack open a beer and drink a beer." And I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like, "You're a doctor."
Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah. Dr. Duff.
Yeah. Duff man can't breathe. Oh, no.
Duff man can't breathe. Yeah, I was cracking up. He was like, just crack a beer. I think alcohol helps that.
Yeah. Hey, doctor, it burns when I pee. We need some good old-fashioned pussy.
I need a kidney replacement. 2 shots tequila.
Yeah. My nose itches from the cocaine. God damn it, dude. That's funny.
Yeah, it's funny. I was like, all right, well.
Was he a primary care?
No, it wasn't like I didn't go see a doctor. He was like teaching.
Oh.
Teaching a class. He was like.
Maybe he just had his PhD. He wasn't an actual doctor.
Yeah. He seemed very knowledgeable of diseases.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what he actually does. He whipped out paperwork and showed me. He also said beta blocker could work, but I don't think fucking.
I block betas too. That's what alphas do, dude. That's yeah. Yeah, they call me the beta blocker. I be blocking them fucking pusses.
Imagine being like that.
What?
Just like those types of dudes. You know?
Oh, there's
just genuinely being like that. It would be so funny.
Yeah, if you do anything, any type of line of work or anything where physical, like being physical is an option.
Yeah,
that's all you come across. When I worked at the mall, that's all I came across was
like,
fucking these alpha former Marines or whatever.
Yeah, they all wear like the shirts with the American flag, but it's like tattered and gray. It's like
all
gray.
Black, which is it's so funny.
Everything looks like Venom designed it.
Yeah. It's so weird because like they're all like back to blue and like the Marines and stuff like that, and they'll have like Punisher logos on shit and like all that stuff, and it's just so weird. They're all divorced, because. Yeah, a guy like that could feasibly have a long term relationship unless she was also someone who was like had a dad that was like super patriotic and also put cigarettes out on her too. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's so funny how people really lean into their how people look the part. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like I know like how you dress is supposed to convey a part of your who you are. You know.
yeah.
And I think where I'm not good at that, and I don't have like a go-to. I have clothes, you know.
No,
I don't have like a
I know
go-to.
exactly what you're talking. I wish I was more that way coming up as a kid. You know,
It would be
'cause-
helpful, right? Like if you had a look or like a thing.
well, I did, but I actually wish I like how I am now. This is what I wear all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I'm listening to, what I'm watching, what I'm into. None of that is
Marcus has a full clown makeup on.
yeah, yeah. You know, no one knows that my name is Jingles the rodeo clown. All right, that's
He has a bunch of he has a bunch of dead boys in his crawl space.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Judd, yeah, my name is John Wick Gacy. John fucking. No, but because like for example, when I was like coming up, I was really big into like hip hop.
yeah.
Yeah, and I dressed the part, baggy clothes,
Kangol hat.
no, that was too expensive for like a middle schooler. So, but I wore like FUBU.
Here, talk for a second. Tell the people what you wore.
Yeah, I wore like FUBU, Carl Kanai. Most of the stuff that you'd get from like a thrift store, though, the versions of it. It wasn't like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" For those not listening, one of Dan's dogs has entered the room. Got a podcast partner, but yeah, I would. He
My
was
dog.
interested. He wanted to hear about me wearing thrift store FUBU shirts. You know, yeah, because they were irregular shirts. So basically, it was one sleeve was tighter than the other.
A FUBU shirt.
Well, yeah, like you need a store. Anytime you would get a lot, like especially in the old days, like not old days, but like in the late '90s, early 2000s, like Ross, Belk, Bell's Outlet, not Belk, but like Bell's Outlet, a lot of those places, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, all those places had, they had like name brand clothing, but it was always like irregular fit.
Oh, okay.
So you'd put it on, and one sleeve would be like, "Cool, this fits like a fuck yeah," and the other one was like baggy, like someone pulled on them, like "Don't leave me!" Like it was.
So it came from a dad leaving a family.
Yeah, it was a dad literally going to get cigarettes, and they knew he wasn't coming back. And he returned it that day. And
Little Timmy, you said we'd go fishing.
yeah, and he returned it that day, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I get to wear clothing with the brands that people are not going to make fun of me anymore." You know, so I'm wearing stepdad, or no, real dad. Real dad's never coming back. Carl Kanai or FUBU or South Pole. I'm just trying to remember the brands.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, now they sell a lot of those brands at fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
You know,
I know, and then whatchamacallit? Like I used to have the shirt with the alligator. What was it?
Lacoste. Yeah.
When I was young, that wasn't like expensive.
No, that
was like cheap clothing. And
that's so
I used
funny
to
you
have
said
a
that.
lot of those.
You said that's funny you said that because like when I was a kid, I'm trying to think of the brands that are now like expensive.
They swept.
Yeah, I remember Asics. Fuck.
People like Champion.
Yes, Champion used to get you picked on. I used to get picked on for wearing Champion.
Champion is like it's like parent clothing, like parent sweatpant clothing, and now like young people are like Champion, like they just wear it, like, and they're like, look at this, it's cool, huh?
Yeah.
And you're like, what? It's funny how that whoever is, I guess it's the branding or whatever.
Yeah.
Who turns that around?
No,
how does that turn around?
Well, I think also it depends on this is where the term influencer comes into play.
Yeah.
The term okay, so there were some Instagram people that were into hip hop culture that were like sneaker fiends and stuff like that, and so they would wear champion shirts and champion hats, and really like, but it had a huge following. And people were like, I like how that looks. It's like that's the same fucking champion hat that's always existed.
Yeah.
It's always existed, but nobody cool wore it. So they were just like, oh fuck, because think about this: Snoop Dogg now has Skechers shoes, his own line of Skechers shoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
I didn't know
slide-ins too. There's no laces and shit.
I gotta look into them.
Yeah, yeah. They're yeah. I was like, dude, he's barking up my tree for sure.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And, yeah, because I remember, and that goes.
It is funny how it changes the perception. You know,
Yeah.
having someone you think is cool wear something, you're like, I like that now.
There's a movie coming out called Air, I think, and it's about how Nike started out in the I would say mid to late 70s.
Yeah.
And they made running shoes, and I think one of the original runs of running shoes is the one Forrest Gump wore. The Nike, I think it's called Nike Cortez. I used to be a big sneaker fiend. The Nike Cortez, and they have the pattern. The sole was like a waffle pattern. It was actually made with a waffle iron, like a legit.
Oh.
And that was what put Nike on the map at first. Because they're running shoes. Like, oh, these are breathable, and because the waffle design helped with like stability and comfort and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So anyway, so then other brands started coming along. Reebok really started picking up steam in like the early 80s. Converse, a lot of the basketball players actually wore Converse, Chucks.
Yeah.
They call them Chucks. And so Nike was starting to dwindle. So this was around 83, 84, like the 82, 83, 84. So Michael Jordan was still in college at North Carolina. And they were like, we think, and that's what the movie's about basically, was how Michael Jordan saved Nike. That's why Michael Jordan has so much sway and pull with Nike. Other than the fact that his shoes and everything involving him has sold so much merch.
Yeah.
But he basically saved the company because
Oh.
the Nike Air shoe saved Nike because they were fast decline.
Wow.
Yeah, because like in the 70s, like brands right now that are like what they call Bobos, like Keds. You ever heard of
Yeah,
Keds? Those were popular. Those are popular when my parents were kids and stuff. And so they all go through ebb and flows. And if you don't do or get someone to back it, that's why promotion's so big. Like I remember in Shaq and then Akeem Olajuwon. So when I was in school, Akeem Olajuwon released a line of sneakers through Spalding.
Oh, yeah. I
And
remember
they sold them at
Spalding.
Kmart. And I had like every color because my grandma worked at Kmart.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like the
I think Patrick Ewing had Spalding shoes, too.
Yeah, a lot of the basketball players started switching over because they felt guilty about that, about like having a shoe line with a company that was priced out of the range of the kids that are looking up to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Shaq canceled a $30 million Reebok deal. $30 million Reebok deal because an old lady chastised him about his sneakers being too expensive for the babies, for the kids, basically. And he was like, "You're right," because he grew up humble, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he called whoever and canceled the Reebok deal, and then called someone who used to work at Reebok and was like freelance and got him involved. And now his line is distributed through Walmart, and I think that they're like $20 for a pair or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen the Shaq shoes in Walmart.
Yeah,
They just look like any other basketball shoe, basically.
Also,
They got like the silhouette of him dunking.
yeah, it's funny because a lot of the designs are just like knocked off versions of Jordans.
Yeah, they just look like Jordans. Yeah,
But with Shaq coat like this with his legs up. Yeah. But yeah.
but good for him, man.
Yeah.
I like that. You know, that's like a positive. That's a positive thing you could do. You know, they still make. If it's in Walmart, it makes fuckloads of money. You know.
Yeah. The brand And One. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
brand.
hell yeah.
And One. They were.
I used to get the catalog East Bay.
Dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. I
And I used
had
to subscribe to Slam.
dude. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't care about the basketball. I would go to the last page, last couple of pages,
Yeah,
and
with
it was
all the
all
shoes.
the new shoes that are coming out.
Yeah, so cool.
Dude, I did the same thing.
East Bay was awesome though.
East Bay
Yeah,
was the best. But I never could afford any of the front pages for the most part. I would
yeah,
always wait till they had like the back page was like the clearance section. And
yeah.
then every
yeah,
once
yeah.
in a while during the summer they would have a entirely all clearance issue.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the whole issue was like all clearance stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. This is where I circle shoes and I show my mom. And hopefully by Christmas I'll get these.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't have a lot of different. I had basketball shoes growing up. I had a few different ones, like along the way, but I would get one and have them until it wore out.
Yeah.
I had one pair of Jordans in my life when I was young, and if I look back at like pictures of the early ones, I could like pick them out.
Yeah.
They had Velcro on them, and they had like, it was like a multicolor, almost what I would describe as like graffiti looking kind of thing on the bottom.
Oh,
But not the whole thing.
I
It's
know
just
you're
like a
talking.
little-
Those are the early ones. It's like
It was like Jordan 3s or
yeah, I was
something.
supposed to
you
say
know?
Jordan. It was
Or
one of the
6 or
first four.
something?
One of the first
Yeah.
four.
It was early. It was an early
Yeah.
one, and that was the only ones I've ever had because I really didn't. I was a Knicks fan growing up,
Yeah.
and still am. But
Yeah.
so I couldn't wear Jordans. But I think like you gotta have maybe
Yeah.
just one pair.
That was a dilemma in our house. Well, we didn't have the money for Jordans anyway, but like that was a dilemma in our house though. It was like I grew up a Knicks fan too.
Yeah,
You know, I hated Jordan because of him fucking Ewing
Yeah.
never got into the finals. You know,
I know, man.
fucking
That finger roll. Ugh.
John was it
John Starks.
John Starks. I was gonna say John Stockton, but that was Utah
Yeah.
Jazz dude. Yeah, that was actually the last time I really watched basketball. To be honest, was around
Yeah.
that time, the mid '90s. That was like peak. That was peak basketball, man.
It really was. Like
For
They don't-
households.
they don't play defense anymore. Like they
Yeah.
they barely do it. So it's not the same.
Yeah, it's become like soccer.
There was a game went into overtime or double overtime, whatever, but
Yeah.
it was 176 to 174 a game.
Wow.
A couple weeks ago, my brother-in-law told me about it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's like two and a half basketball games, It's
I might
no defense whatsoever.
I might get back into watching like basketball and like so for me this is what happened. I like when I was younger I tried to like I didn't like sports at all. And then
Yeah.
I hit puberty and I had rhythm and I could play sports. I'm like what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
Spider-Man got bit by the spider, dude. And so I got into sports. I got to try to get into all the sports. I didn't like baseball. It was never really fun and I wasn't good at it. Then I stopped watching sports that I couldn't feasibly move up to the next level potentially
Yeah.
to do. So basketball out the window. I'm not 6'7". What I mean?
Yeah.
Baseball. I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm not that Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? Like, and so like football and like wrestling and like things I could feasibly do with the parameters of my body.
Yeah.
Those are the things I got into and stayed into. You know what I mean? But now I'm like 38. And my body's breaking apart slowly but surely. I was like, "Oh, cool! None of that's in my future anyway." So let's
just
get
watch
back
everything.
yeah, I'm just gonna get into this. I'm gonna get into soccer. Fuck it, Yeah,
Basketball is fun because it's like they always make it dramatic and with the players because you can actually like see the players' faces and stuff and you're like so you get to know
yeah.
the different people about whereas like football you get to know the players' names but they always have pads and stuff on so you don't
Yeah.
like it's I feel like basketball is like I don't know you feel like you know them a little bit more but also current day so like the Nets for example I hate the Nets because it's they were the New Jersey Nets and then they moved to Brooklyn
Yeah, they
and
played
then
the
like all
Barclays
these
Center, right?
yeah and all these people like if you're a New Yorker you like the Knicks
Yeah,
it's just like that's how it is so all these people who like the Brooklyn Nets are just like people who moved to New York from somewhere else
yeah,
or they just became it for trendy and then the Nets they traded and got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving and James Harden three of the best players in the league. And
Just now?
No, this was like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And they were saying like they're gonna win multiple championships, and nobody could even come close to competing with them. Blah blah blah. And it was such a disaster between injuries and like Kyrie Irving's like a nutcase. He's like,
I did hear about this. Yeah.
So it was just a complete disaster, and it failed. And now they've traded away Kevin Durant to the Suns, and then Kyrie Irving went to the Dallas Mavericks. And it's funny. So you get like super teams like that, but it doesn't always work out. So basketball is a funny sport. It's truly like a team sport where it's like if you have a team that gels together, it works better than.
Yeah, if people can suppress their ego. And because when you have superstars, they're a superstar for a reason. They're the ones who take all the shots. So if you have three people that take all the shots, then somebody's not taking all the shots.
Yeah, ego is it's a big thing. Like it's funny to see how people work how they work together and stuff.
Yeah, there's only been a couple times where like the creation of a super team kind of like led to success. I think there was a
Miami Heat.
I was gonna say I guess I watched more basketball than I thought. The Miami Heat when
I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach.
Yeah, LeBron.
The announcement that was so ridiculous. When they came out dancing, do you remember that? They were like dancing on a stage, LeBron and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. I think they might have had Jabberwocky masks on, or that might have been Shaq.
Oh, I saw that because there was a player that wasn't dancing, and was that?
I think two of them were dancing and one of them wasn't.
Yeah, and I remember they made a bunch of like meme videos or whatever, like viral things.
Yeah.
And it was like when you get invited to a party, you don't want to be there. All these different things. Yeah. I remember seeing that now.
Yeah, I think it felt like he looked embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like when you get knocked unconscious and your balls are showing. We wrap it there.
Yeah. Your balls are showing. Bumblebee tuna.
Bumblebee tuna. Solid. One of the strongest sequels to a movie,
Yeah.
Strong sequel.
It was. It was that and Terminator 2.
Terminator 2.
What else?
Yeah. Aliens.
Ooh, shit. Okay, yeah. I think that might be the trifecta.
Yeah.
There's probably like another movie or two that I'm not thinking of right now, but that's those three.
Yeah, solid.
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, Debbie does Austin, Texas wasn't as good as Debbie does Dallas. I don't know.
That's just personal opinion.
Yeah.
Well, it's not cool to get attacked and killed by a robotic dog.
but it's cool to be foolish.
Sure is.